How much of this can they take? Imagine living near protesting gone violent like this. Voters, working Americans, families, anyone dealing with the overflow and residual effects of attacks on federal agents, like endangering the lives of even the nonviolent protesters caught up in the riots, and local law enforcement. This is untenable. It's dangerous. Federal officials say rioters assaulted Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, plus Border Patrol agents who had to deploy tear gas to try to stem the chaos. Meanwhile, a federal judge has ordered Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino to testify tomorrow about his use of tear gas in a separate incident last weekend in a Chicago neighborhood. Homeland Security officials say he followed proper protocol and that those agents were under attack by rioters. Now, remember, when Bovino joined us on the Faulkner Focus a couple of weeks ago, we knew that he'd been doxxed and there were hits out on him. The anti-violence is growing, anti-ICE violence. And now Democrats are actually pushing ahead with a plan to launch that master ICE tracker that Bovino and I talked about on this program. It will enable federal agents' activities to go up on a live map. So it'll be uploaded to the Democrat Party website, doxing the agents and their locations. Here's Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons.
I invite anyone to come out and see exactly what we're doing, because we're transparent. We're not hiding anything, Kayleigh. People think that it's okay to strike an ICE agent, to hit a federal officer, to run from the police, to interfere with an arrest. And it's all because elected officials are stoking this fire, and they're putting their stamp on approval that it's okay to resist law enforcement.
Okay, well, by the way, the placement of that tracker just went up a notch. It's not just their party website. It's the U.S. House Democrat Committee website. We're in the middle of a government shutdown, but they have time to put this up on their House committee page, the Democrats. The new column calls that ICE tracking Democrats' most reckless move to the moment. An excerpt here. With the party's approval rating sinking and most Americans supporting Trump's deportation efforts, clinging to the far left borders on political suicide. At a time when Democrats should be tacking toward the center, they're doubling down on extremism. And this latest gambit could prove deadly. Ari Fleischer, Fox News contributor, former White House press secretary. What are we missing here about the Democrats' thirst for violence? It feels real.
Well, I want to put a little historical context into this. Prior to the Civil War, Southern states, led by then Vice President John Calhoun, advocated something called nullification, that if the federal government passed a law that a Southern state didn't like, it was nullified. The Southern states had the right not to follow federal law. This is a modern-day nullification crisis. In Chicago, they're saying federal law does not matter. Federal agents do not matter. We, the locals, can do whatever we want, including violence. This is devastating for rule of law in the United States. It's also devastating for the Democrats politically. There is no support for this outside the extremes of the Democratic Party that just want people to come to America illegally, and once they're here, remain here safely. The Democrats are indeed committing political suicide.
Ari, remind everybody, and I love having these historical context conversations because it's important. What happened during the nullification process back then? And how do you think it plays out today?
Well, it led to civil war is how it ended, because the Southern states thought they were right and the Union states thought they were wrong. I don't believe we're going to go to civil war over this. But I want to make the principled point that you cannot override federal laws because you don't like them. And especially a mayor, a governor, local police, they should honor and respect it. Because if you don't honor and respect the law, you don't honor and respect local law either. 18 people were shot in Chicago this weekend. 18 people were shot the previous weekend. And they don't think they have a crime problem in Chicago. Chicago's got so much cleaning up to do. They should just say thank you and accept the federal help. Things would be so much better if they would.
Boy, that modern day nullification process is such a great example. It really is. And Democrats are willing to put us on the brink over their political livelihoods, just trying to stay in power. Which they're not in right now. It's confusing. Similar scenes in Portland, Oregon over the weekend, too. Let's watch.
Bubbles.
The chaos, the violence now a nearly nightly occurrence as the president battles with a back and forth in court. Appeals court on Friday paused a decision earlier in the week that would have allowed President Trump to deploy 200 National Guard troops right where you see that. I mean, that looks like war. I mean, this is untenable. It's so bad for the country, and it doesn't seem to stop, Ari.
You know, this takes me right back to the Democratic presidential debates in 2020, when the Democrats raised their hands when they were asked, would you decriminalize people coming across the border illegally? And every single Democrat presidential candidate said yes. The Democrats fundamentally believe that it's okay to come here illegally. That is the key issue that animates so much of the Democrat Party today, and it's reckless. You can't come here illegally. You need to come here in accordance with the law, and that is what the Democrats keep getting wrong on these issues, respect for the law.
Real quickly, why do they want that?
Well, my guess is because they want to get people here illegally, give them driver's licenses, and register them to vote. They think it's the key to their political success. It also helps them with the census count, because if people are in urban areas, they'll get more representatives in Congress and more federal allocation of spending based on how many illegals are in the United States. They have an inherent political, financial interest in letting people be here illegally, as opposed to respecting the law.
Ari Fleischer, always great to have you and your expertise and focus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.